I've made it to Kashmir. A very good morning from Srinagar.
I'm sure everyone wants to visit Kashmir at least once, and I am no different. The mesmerizing views of the mountains, the green meadows, the pristine Dal Lake. And what better place to start the trip than in Srinagar? Srinagar is the perfect base for a Kashmir trip, with many visitors making a quick stopover at Srinagar before heading to Gulmarg, Pahalgam, or Sonmarg. But I have a habit of taking it slow and understanding the city, and I was really curious about Srinagar.
I woke up this morning, looked out of my window, and it felt like Dal Lake had disappeared. There was like this thick mist on the lake, and it was just like a wall of ice, and I couldn't see anything beyond it. So I jumped out of bed, wore my warmest clothes, and I'm walking here by Dal Lake. Can't get over how gorgeous it is, and I can't believe I'm here in Srinagar. Winter is slowly setting in, but I chose to visit this month because I wanted to see the autumn colors in Srinagar. Travel for me this time around is going to look slightly different. It's going to be slower, we are going to spend more time in places, we are probably going to do a lot more sightseeing because I'm traveling with my moms and it's their first time in Kashmir as well. I honestly think this entire Srinagar trip, I'm going to be chasing these trees and taking their pictures. I'm more interested in them than sightseeing at this point in time. Srinagar in autumn is so beautiful. The reds, yellows, oranges, oh my god, cannot get enough of it. Everywhere you look, the trees with their colors, just stunning, just so gorgeous. We're at Nishad Bhag, and I was just reading outside. It's also called the Garden of Gladness. With the vistas behind, the chinar trees, the flower laden paths, it's just like a representation of paradise on earth. The gorgeous terraces leading straight down to Dal Lake. This place is really pretty, and I can only imagine how gorgeous it'll look in the summer. Have you visited Srinagar at all if you don't dress up yourself in the traditional Kashmiri garb and take pictures? Yeah, nah, I didn't do it. I just made my moms do it. Haha, it was fun. So at Nishad Bhag, somebody asked me what I thought about Srinagar since it's my first time here. And I told him I was still processing it. But being here at Pari Mahal, seeing like the wide expanse in front of me, it honestly looks like it's straight out of a painting. Like, how can this place be real? It's actually misty today. But even then, it's just looks so surreal and nice, and I can't even begin to imagine how the views would look from here on a clear day. Third garden we are visiting today, and while yes, they are all beautiful, I'm kind of getting a little tired of gardens now.
Yes, the manicured parks, the gorgeous Dal Lake, and the vistas were great. But I wanted to know more about Srinagar, see more. I had my own to do list, you see. So the next morning, we took an auto and headed downtown. I had heard of the hustle and bustle of this place, and I wanted to be in the middle of it.
close to 100 shops over here, surrounding the historical Jamia Masjid, which you can see right behind me. How I would happily love to just get lost in these streets. Wow.
But then again, I wasn't traveling solo. So we just spent few hours going around the old town, taking in the sights and sounds.
I used to see that bridge over there every time we pass by. So there's another bridge there where you can see traffic moving. So every time we went by that, I would see people walking across this bridge. And then one day I saw people sitting here, just chilling, not doing anything, sitting, watching the world go by, drinking coffee, and I wanted to do the same. So even though it's cold, we're gonna sit here for 5 minutes. It's our last day in Srinagar, and of course I'm starting my day by walking along the banks of Dal Lake. When I was planning a trip to Srinagar, I was wondering what I could do here and how many days I should be spending here. Go on a shikara ride, maybe. Visit the beautiful gardens, of course. I was also aware of the fact that most people choose not to spend too much time here. And I love exploring cities as much as I love being in the mountains. And these past couple of days, I feel like I've been discovering Srinagar one layer at a time. It's like a perfect mix of calmness and the busyness of a city. But then again, this is just what I've seen in the past couple of days. Surprise, surprise. I really need to come back here again. I still have about half a day here in Srinagar before I need to leave. So yeah, I'm going to explore a little bit more. It's really cold outside, so just stepped into this cafe we saw called Cafe Liberty, and wow, it has such a unique ambience. We entered the place and it has all kinds of knickknacks, starting with like scooters parked right at the entrance, and when you go in, there are old cameras on one side, there's a piano, there's a gramophone, old posters of Bollywood movies. It's actually quite interesting. The street I'm on is called Residency Road. Just the name is reminding me of Residency Road in Bangalore. So many shops, so many cafes. We were actually on the other side in the night, and in the morning I'm just walking down the street and seeing what a busy street it is. I'm actually walking down to Lal Chowk. It's about 10 minutes walk, and it's a nice way to explore the place. The road's name caught my attention, so we came here. We actually made a mistake of asking our cab driver to take us shopping, and he obviously took us to the most expensive place, some emporium. Didn't know better then, but then the area near Lal Chowk is filled with such amazing markets, and even the stuff you get here is like a fraction of a price to what these emporiums charge. This is another thing I wanted to do, and I wasn't sure if I would get the time. Just sit at Lal Chowk and watch the world go by. The more I'm exploring Srinagar, the more I want to see. But sadly, we need to head back now.
From wondering if I had too much time to finding myself not wanting to leave, Srinagar definitely took me by surprise. And there is still so much to explore and so much to do. But then again, this is just my first trip to Srinagar, and I know I'll be back. Solo or with company? Well, that depends on my two travel partners of this trip. Now that they've also had a taste of this place, it'll be really difficult to leave them behind.